Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Just Hero back on my channel. We're back with the final reaction to Chernobyl. This is episode 5, the mini-series finale, Vichnaya Pamyat. I always butcher these damn episode titles, so apologies for that. But I have held off when actually watching this final episode because episode 4 was a rough one to get through, man. You guys know me. I'm a sucker when it comes to animals. You guys tried to warn me ahead of time without giving any spoilers, thankfully, and even still, it messed me up in the end. You guys also let me know that I should be getting a lot of answers from this episode. Maybe not all the answers to the questions I've been asking, but at least some of them, which will definitely be nice because I let you guys know when I started this series that this is completely unfamiliar territory for me. So I do want to thank you guys so much for really assisting and helping me on this journey. It is very much appreciated because I'm just a small channel over here. So thank you guys for all the love that you guys have shown. But I feel like this is probably the most important show I've ever reacted to for the channel. Like, Game of Thrones was definitely a bucket list show for me because everybody I've ever met told me that that was a show I had to watch, and now I pretty much consider myself a super fan for it. But when it comes to this one, just for historical and educational purposes, I feel like it kind of takes the cake. So I'm not going to waste any more time. If you guys look at my full reaction to the show, link to my Patreon is down in the description below. Now subscribe to the channel. Now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. Final episode, guys. Hopefully no more animals are harmed. Please.
This little problem we have with the safety test, if it's completed successfully, yes, I think promotion's very likely. I would like to be considered. We'll keep that in mind.
I just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours.
The grid controller, does he get off
It's not the grid controller's decision, the Adlov.
Yeah, dialogue was always that way, showing attitude.
Someone's pushing down from above.
It's safe. We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. We'll proceed then.
It's safe.
I'll personally supervise the test, and it will be completed.
This series has messed me up. Definitely going to be looking at the world differently now moving forward. 2 months before I was born. Alright, he's being watched, followed, threatened. They're doing more than just keeping tabs on him.
Seems like you're quite good at this.
At what?
Good at lying.
Statecraft, Regarsov. Statecraft. We have you to thank for that. And we intend to.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
I mean, he kind of did earn it. He did a lot of work. So did Yolanda, though.
Is anything humble about you, Valery Alexeyevich?
You gave us assurances. The reactors would be made safe. It's been months. No changes have been made. No changes even discussed.
First, the trial. Once it's over, we will have our villains. We will have our hero. We will have our truth. After that, we can deal with the reactors.
Probably be fixing the reactors first. So we don't have more Chernobyls. I should tell you guys too, if you guys see me looking down more, I have subtitles on, and he's losing his hair. So clearly we know his health is going. Knocking like the police.
I'm not here to scold you. I know how the world works, despite what Shabina says.
So, why are you here?
Because I'm brutally stubborn, which you were hoping for.
She still wants to get that truth out.
The Central Committee have invited members of the scientific community to observe the trial. Our colleagues.
If you can get the word out to them.
They will be sitting in the crowd listening to every word you say. A jury that only we know is there. That is when our jury will finally hear the truth.
And do what with it?
Pretty much a death sentence though, but he's already dying.
I'd like to think that if I spoke out it would be enough. But I know how the world works.
They will shoot me.
To be fair, her name means something to me now.
Indictments. Viktor Brukhanov, Anatoly Dyatlov, Vichnaya Pamyat are accused of violating Article 220, Section 2 of the Criminal Code of the
They're all
Soviet
up there.
resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986.
I'm just now realizing who I'm looking at here. Lannisters send their regards. This fucker.
It began with, of all things, a safety test. Why was there need for a safety test at all? Reactor number 4 was not new.
Promotions were at stake.
All safety tests had to have been successfully completed, and yet one remained. Any
Sick
questions?
himself.
The science is strong, but a test is only as good as the men carrying it out. The 4th time they tried was April 26, 1986.
To understand what happened that night, we have to go back 10 hours earlier, April 25th, the day the test was meant to take place. Power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight. They are asking for a 10-hour delay. Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed
They
it
went
to
ahead
proceed.
anyway.
At midnight, there is a shift change.
Yeah, that was the 25-year-old. She interviewed first. The one that she was like wiping. So of course they're running it when the young kid is there on his shift too.
Sasha.
When he doesn't know enough.
Diatlov is going to be supervising. I have to do something I've never done before with Diatlov looking over my shoulder. Oh, don't worry. We'll do it together. Supposed to do those or not?
They're still reading the instructions before it's going down.
He says to follow the cross-down instructions. So then why are they crossed out?
It's like giving me anxiety all over again.
Is it too much to ask that you all know what you're doing? Well,
yes.
I haven't reviewed. We only just found out that. There, review it. Or you can just do what I tell you.
Fucking dick.
I think even you, stupid as you are, can manage that.
I feel like all my hate that I've shown towards this man throughout the course of this series is 100% warranted at this point.
Still running. This is not good. Shut the fuck up and do your job. Reduce power to 700.
I'm so thankful he's gonna melt. Eventually, hopefully.
Comrade Legasov.
Alright, what you gonna do, Mr. Lasagna? You do the right thing, or are you perfectly fine with burning in hell?
There are essentially 2 things that happen inside a nuclear reactor. The reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. That's it.
Pretty simple.
All the operators do is maintain balance. Because of the delay, Chernobyl reactor 4 has been held at half power for 10 hours. The xenon did not burn away. It built up, poisoning the core. If you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion, I don't blame you. After all, you don't work in the control room of a nuclear power plant. As it turned out, the men who didn't understand it either.
Kirschenbaum, come get me when these old women are ready. Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
Whoa, slow.
Oh.
I didn't move any rods there.
Went quick. The cooling was throwing it off. They lowered it more because it had built up previously.
You thought the core was poisoned and you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up.
LAC disabled, global control activated.
It's going down more.
Comrade Dyatlov.
You're going to tell me that you did everything right again, you incompetent arsehole?
I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
No. I won't do it. It isn't safe.
He's gonna do it himself.
Safety first. Always. I've been saying that for 25 years.
I would like you to record your command.
Raise the power.
I appreciate this guy more now, though. The fact he's like, hey, I'll fucking do it, but your name's going down on the log.
I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
If you weren't there, then where were you?
Legasov, you are a witness, not a prosecutor. I will ask the questions here.
Then ask,
If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
The toilet.
He's probably been thinking about this for like the last...
Pamyat interviewed everyone
the
who
last
was in the
year.
control room that night. They all told the same story. No, Comrade Dyatlov, you were in the room. You wanted them to raise the power. This is a fact.
It's like, no. I was taking a shit.
Court is now in recess, 30 minutes.
Of all the ministers and all the deputies, the entire congregation of obedient fools, they mistakenly sent the one good man.
He did good.
You were the one who mattered most.
They didn't always agree or see eye to eye, but there was mutual respect there the entire time.
The time is 38 past midnight. The reactor is nearly shut down. There's no way to turn back. They do not yet know it, but the die is cast. The Dyatlov wants it done now. Akimov and Toktanov have only one course of action. They begin pulling control rods out. There were 211 control rods in reactor 4. Akimov and Toktanov completely withdrew 205. Remember?
Holy shit.
Control rods are the brakes on this car. It's 1 in the morning. The test is minutes away.
This whole thing was just a clusterfuck, man. Dyatlov. The more I see of this guy, the more I hate. I try not to hold hate in my heart, but temperatures are rising. Unfortunately, the core's not.
That's all we have, that's all we have.
But the test requires 700.
Steliachuk, let's get ready.
And if we add more water, there will be even less.
Oh my god.
Steliachuk,
We should stop.
turn that fucking thing off. You have 15 minutes.
Man, you give one guy this much
15.
power, everyone in the room knows he's
15
wrong.
days. The problem they were facing was not solvable. The power was too low, the water was too high. The test was already ruined. All he wanted to do was report a completed test. The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
It's like, yo, you don't believe us?
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test. All right, comrades.
Not even gonna listen to computers?
Another few minutes, it'll all be over.
I know
That's
we're
around when
back
you're
in the
ready.
80s, but even still.
Now the test begins. The pumps are shut down and they've let go. The power is rising.
There's no more cooling.
There's nothing left to stop it. 1:23 and 35 seconds.
What did you do?
1:23 and 40 seconds. Press AZ5. All of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is...
But it boosts up slightly
Stopped.
more first. That's what we
But-
learned last episode.
What are you waiting for, Legasov? Tell your lies.
We've heard enough for today. The defendants will be remanded in custody. Court will...
I haven't finished.
Oh shit!
Court is now
They're shutting him
adjourned.
off.
And
Shutting
we
it
will
down
resume
there.
tomorrow.
At this point, man, they know that they're done themselves, so at least try to do good for the world.
Dyatlov broke every rule we have.
But
He did these things believing there was a failsafe. AZ5, a simple button to shut it all down, but in the circumstances he created, there wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Why?
It's cheaper.
and there it is.
Chernobyl reactor 4 is now a nuclear bomb. 1:23:42. The steam broke near fuel channel depart. We do not know how high the power went. We only know the final reading. At long last, we have arrived. 1:23:45. Explosion.
It happens. Wow.
The chain of disaster is now complete.
Holy shit.
No one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator.
Comrade Legasov, you're contradicting.
At the end of the day, though, it was just a failsafe.
Testimony in Vienna was a lie.
They broke every rule to get to that point. They
Lie.
relied on the
To
failsafe.
the world. When the truth offends, we lie and lie until we
It's
can
the
no longer
camera.
remember it is even there, but it is still there. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
What do you say to that? Wonder why he took himself out, though. I feel like he's a dead man walking in more ways than one. He was sick. Probably gonna kill him first chance they got. Taking back the certificate. You're no longer a hero.
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov. Son of Alexei Legasov. I can do anything I want with you. But what I want the most is for you to know that I know. You're not brave. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
I know who I am.
Stick it back to him.
In a just world, I would be shot for my lies, but not for this, not for the truth.
When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why?
No one's getting shot like ourselves.
The whole world saw you in Vienna. It would be embarrassing to kill you now. And for what? Your testimony today will not be accepted by the state. It will not be disseminated in the press. It never happened.
Wow.
You keep your title and your office, but no duties, no authority, no friends. No one will listen to you.
He gets a cat at least.
If I refuse,
why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
They're just as crooked as the rest. They're like, yeah, we could kill you, but the whole world saw you a few weeks back. He should have brought it up then. He told the truth at the wrong time. He's a hero to them, though.
the truth doesn't care about our needs or wants. It doesn't care about our governments, our ideologies, our religions.
Sounds like his recording.
Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Legasov took his own life at the age of 51 on April 26, 1988. The character of Yelena was created to represent them all and to honor their dedication and service to truth and humanity. Damn it! Dialog died from radiation. I should be cheering this on. Related illness in 1995. He was 64. Valerie's body was never recovered. He's permanently entombed under reactor 4. Holy fuck. Following the death of her husband and daughter, suffered multiple strokes. Doctors told her she would never be able to bear a child. They were wrong. Wow. She lives with her son in Kiev. We will never know the actual human cost of Chernobyl. Official Soviet death toll unchanged since 1987. It was 31. In memory of all those who suffered and sacrificed, of all who suffered and sacrificed. Wow, this was an incredible experience, incredible series. That was Chernobyl, the mini-series finale, episode 5. Vichnaya, there's no way I'm saying it right. Vichnaya Pamyat. I probably said it more right at the start, but that's okay. And as great as this series was, this is one series, mini-series, season that I never want to see a sequel to, because if there is a sequel to it, that means that something else messed up has happened in this world, which I hope is never the case, because they said at the end there, the remaining reactors, I think there was additional 16 that had the same setup. They were all fixed in the end as the end result of our boy Lasagna stepping up there and kind of getting the word out there that it had to be done. But this might sound like a stupid question, because I guess I think I already got the answer at the end, how he said that your word there, what you said at the end, Mr. Lasagna, like, that is never getting out to the public. Like, pretty much it never happened. We're going to make sure of that. So is there any real footage from that? Because they did say, he also said, like, I'm not going to kill you because the entire world just saw you a few weeks back when you did speak in front of the entire world. It just sucks that if that's the case and there is actual footage of that he didn't actually tell the truth when the entire world was watching, that he waited this long to actually say something. Because, yeah, if there is footage of this at all, I'm guessing that the Soviet pretty much, they made sure that that part of it has been erased, that we're never going to be able to see that. Unless they're wrong. Like, if there's any footage existing at all, let me know, because we did see some, like, rare footage, I think it was, at the very end there, where it basically showed the real version of our boy, but that's pretty much all that we saw. We didn't see him actually giving any speeches. We just kind of saw him being escorted and walking through different areas. So I don't know if that was just their own, that was the only footage that they did release, and there's more out there, or if it was all eventually revealed at all, because I feel like if more of it was revealed and actually got out to the public, they would have shown it here. So most likely it wasn't, but then that leads me to believe, well, I guess because of the tapes, that also, because I was going to say, like, then how do they know how this all played out here for the show? But I guess the tapes afterwards got more of the truth out there. Like they said, it's kind of crazy how much that they did try to cover up because of how much they did actually mess up. And I know I was hating on Dialogue this entire episode because, let's be real here, he deserves a lot of the hate that I was throwing at him, because as we saw everything play out, man, this guy was ridiculous. Like, every single scene, like, he broke every single rule. He's like, yeah, just go ahead. He's like, yo, you stupid. They're sending me people in diapers still. How long have you been doing this? I've been doing this as long as you've been alive, so you're going to give me orders? You're going to listen to me over here? So, man, I hated that guy. And that actor, he did a phenomenal job portraying him, because I couldn't stand his guts. Like, I try to have no hate in my heart. Like, there's a lot of characters for these shows that I watch where they're kind of love to hate characters, but I hated to hate him. I didn't even, like, the hatred in my heart for this man, I didn't know existed. I didn't know I had that possibility to hate anybody before. So, and we're talking about people that are like characters that I truly love to hate, like Cersei and characters like that. So I can't even think off the top of my head. Whenever I say characters that I love to hate, she's always the main character that I go to. So yeah, she takes the cake for that. But when it comes to Dialogue, man, my blood pressure was rising throughout the episode. Even at one point of the trial, or during the court case, I guess it was, or I don't know exactly what it was, just the overall reading, the examination of everything that went down. That one point where he said, it's the second time where he's kind of maybe like flabbergasted, or like got choked up because I couldn't get the words out because I was so shocked. Like last episode when he's like, we don't even know if the core exploded. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then this episode he's like, yeah, I was on the toilet when that all went down. I was like, you asshole, you waited 2 years to say that line right there. That's basically what he's been, that one trick that he's been keeping up his sleeve, that he's been waiting to say to kind of take any blame away from himself. Like, that was his only get out of jail free card that he could possibly think of, when meanwhile, everybody that was on their deathbed previously that was interviewed, not only by Ulana, but, and I gotta say for the fact too, for the record, I'm not happy by the fact that Ulana didn't actually exist, because she was probably my favorite character of this entire series. So the fact that she wasn't actually a real person, I don't know, that hurts my heart, because I was rooting for her the entire time. The second that we were introduced to her character, they did say at the end though, she was kind of the overall representation of a group of people. So that just means at the end of the day, she wasn't just one solo good person. There was a lot of good people out there fighting that good fight, trying to do the right thing, but unfortunately, Ulana herself didn't exist, but there were many, so that's always a positive. I did want to look up these actors as well, because the actress that plays Ulana, or that played Ulana, I don't know if I've ever seen her before, but she was phenomenal also, because yeah, she made me root for her. So let me go to IMDb here. There's a couple of the actors, aside from the Game of Thrones actors, that I definitely recognize, like Boris. I think he was from The Exorcist, or Exorcist the Beginning. I know a lot of people hate that movie, but my uncle, he's like obsessed with The Exorcist. I'm lending him my book right now for the original Exorcist, based, or I guess the movie was based on. I haven't read it myself. I bought it, and as soon as he found out that I bought it, he's like, let me borrow that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to read something else in the meantime. So he's currently borrowing that. I'm probably going to go see the new Exorcist with him, and I actually did see The Exorcist. The reason why I bring this up is I did see The Exorcist at the beginning with him in theaters, but I do have the cast list in front of me here, IMDb, so I just want to kind of shout out some people. So Jared Harris, I don't know where I've seen him before. I've definitely seen him in other things. And then Stellan Skarsgård, that's who was Boris. Obviously, I saw him in the MCU, but I just want to confirm that he was actually the priest, because it's been a long time. I'll go through it after. I'm pretty sure that actually was him in The Exorcist, but regardless, he was great as well. I really liked his friendship that he had with our boy, Mr. Lasagna, because even though they were kind of at odds at a certain point of the series, or at least, especially when they first met, it was kind of like they naturally, the more they worked together, I don't know, the closer they grew, their friendship grew as well. So, and you can see at the end, the overall respect that they earned for each other, especially after our boy kind of did what he did there, telling the truth, how it all played out. And as he was being taken away, Ulana was with him waiting. But the actress, Emily Watson, honestly, I got to give her like the MVP for the entire series. But at the same time, where is he? There he is, Paul Ritter. Because I hate him so much, I gotta kind of give him co-MVP because he did such a phenomenal job in the role of making me hate his character so much. But I think it was just the fact that who the character actually was, the real life person, being a shitty person based off of everything we saw out of this series, that it wasn't even just the actor. Regardless of who played him, I probably would have hated this guy. So yeah, man, he was just a shit person. I do want to apologize at the end there too, because I was kind of cheering when they admitted, or when they said at the very end, they were showing the fact that he died from radiation. I was like, yeah, at first I was like, yeah, he died of radiation. And then I was like, shit, I probably should be cheering for that. I'm probably going to hell, but hey, I'll meet him there. So that's something else to look forward to. But this was a great series, man. I don't know if I do ever watch this series again, I don't know if I'll have it in me to watch episode 4. Like somebody said too, I was saying during my end credits, or during the end credits there, that somebody said that just the first episode is worth watching and then the rest of the series kind of goes downhill from there. But honestly, guys, I felt like this series, this entire thing, like the quality was there throughout. Like the way this entire thing was directed and shot, there were some very impressive shots, and the camera just like lingered a lot of time, just like let us like think. They showed certain areas, like just the innocent people that were affected there, and they basically just let us know, like kind of just let us sit on the thought that these people are all affected. Everybody was affected. Everything, every single place, every single person, every single animal that we saw was affected by this experience. This whole thing has been educational. Like I feel like they need to show this in school, actually. I don't know if they do. I wouldn't be surprised if some high school teachers, they just don't feel like teaching for a week. So they put an episode on every day. But if they do, I wouldn't be mad at them. I'd still say, hey, give them a raise, because this is a series that needs to be watched. And I definitely want to watch some more stuff after this too, because I want to know, you guys did a great job letting me know the entire time, like what was factual. I think you guys actually let me know about Yolanda previously. Maybe I just didn't want to believe the fact that she didn't exist, because I freaking love that woman. But it might have just been this actress as well. She's freaking, I feel like the way that she carried herself throughout is just a very classy woman. Emily Watson. Nothing but respect for that woman. But yeah, what a great series. Like I said, I don't know if I'll have it in me to watch episode 4 again. If I do watch it, hopefully it's being shown in school. I definitely learned a lot from it. Thank you guys so much, because I'm just a small channel over here, guys. Hell, sometimes I don't even break 100 views for these reactions, even though I'm putting in like 12 hours of editing. So yeah, thank you guys so much, because you guys showed me so much love throughout this entire series, and it's kind of caught me off guard. I'm surprised by it, because this was a series, even though I always knew I was going to react to it, I really didn't expect any views to be there. This wasn't a series I was watching for views. Like some of the stuff, when a new series drops, I'm like, all right, I got to react to it, otherwise the views aren't going to be there. But regardless, the views are never really there. So for this series, I don't know, I just didn't expect the love that you guys showed. It kind of helped me out along the way, joining me on this journey and on this experience. Thank you guys. It is very much appreciated from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you enough. So yeah, as always, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit, well, I'm not the one to